No one really can ever pinpoint what might become iconic, standing that test of time.
How about Rocketeer?
Yeah.
With a new Superman trailer dropping and as many iterations as that character has seen, my first was in 1978 as a youngling. To this day, that theme, no matter how you mix it up, along with that red and blue streaking across the sky, your heart always soars. The only other time I have ever had that exact feeling was 12 years later. I'm talking about the Rocketeer from 1991. Whether you're an alien from outer space or a cocky pilot whose one experience saving the world changed him forever.
What was it like, strapping that thing to your back and flying like a bat out of hell?
It was the closest I'll ever get to heaven, Mr. Hughes.
I mention these two in particular comparisons because they teleport you back to Americana, at least for me.
He has got to be kidding.
A blip in an ever-changing world no matter who the bad guy is of the week. Created by legendary comic artist Dave Stevens.
You know, he's just going flat out 200 miles an hour, straight up in the air, and I didn't think too much about graceful landings.
And whose Rocketeer character and setting was right in my wheelhouse.
Oh, it's all part of the show.
Billy Campbell is Cliff Secord, the Rocketeer.
I like it.
He's an unlikely hero who, with courage, sheer luck, and heart that belongs to his dearest Jenny.
Because if anything ever happened to you, I'd go out of my mind. I swear I would.
Oh.
Played by Jennifer Connelly.
I finally played a scene with Neville Sinclair.
In the comic, Stevens' creation was 50s pinup Betty Page.
I wanted Betty in the film, but Disney felt differently. There were only a few compromises as far as characters go, and Betty was one of those.
The edgy stuff lasted through some drafts of the script.
That we knew was going to have to change. That was not going to fly at Disney.
Cliff and his mechanic sidekick, Peavy, played by Alan Arkin.
You got a good thing going on with that girl, Clifford. But if she flies the coop, I'm telling you right now, it's going to be your fault.
Discover Howard Hughes's
The Cirrus X3, the rocket pack. It was stolen from my factory.
Played by Anthony Quinn, who's my personal favorite as a portrayal of Hughes. Of course, you can't have a guy zooming around with a jetpack and not being harangued by some baddies.
We're looking for a pilot by the name of Cliff Secord. Does anybody here know him?
Eddie Valentine, played by Paul Sorvino, who reminds us that, yeah, he still means business.
You'll triple my price.
Working for an Errol Flynn type.
There's a new Neville Sinclair movie.
Oh, Jen, you know Cagney's better.
Well, the #3 box office star in America.
Played by Bond alum Timothy Dalton, who's as smarmy as he is.
Spy. Saboteur. Fascist. All of the above.
Director Joe Johnson, who worked closely with Stevens.
The reason I wanted Bill Campbell as the Rocketeer was because he looked like the character. Dave was drawing himself, of course.
Really wanted to make sure that everything felt and looked as authentic as it did in the comics.
The helmet is such an iconic image of what the movie is. You can't really change that.
To this day, the special effects still hold up far better than a lot of current movies. With the Neville and Valentine's goons along with the feds on the heels of our heroes, Cliff and Peavy find themselves dodging bullets while nearly being broken in half by super goon Lothar, who's Sinclair's personal body breaker. You've got everything in this movie, which then drops in Nazis from a Zeppelin.
Nazis. I hate these guys.
In the end, our leading actor's career goes up in smoke. Cliff not only saves the day, but the dame.
Yeah, well, I guess I got the cracked ribs to prove it.
You got me.
With Howard Hughes gifting our hero that ability to soar once again on the wings of eternity. I wish Dave Stevens was still with us to see how iconic his character has become.
All my adult life, the clock has been my enemy. There's never been enough time because I've never made good use of it. Maybe I'll get there, maybe not. But at least I can look in the mirror and know that I am trying my very best.
Until next time.
It's the Rocketeer.
Thank you to our YouTube members and everyone out there for your continued support. And Hail Cthulhu!